Welcome to the show. It's the Money and Markets Show. Remember, the Money and Markets Show is sponsored by Emirates. Let's start off with the regional news. Now, the first piece of news we want to look at is the fact that a number of offshore investors are actually exiting the Nairobi Stock Exchange. Some conservative estimates have put the number to about 42% of these players actually exiting that market since the beginning of the year. And again, this translates into about $500 million Kenya shilling. The other piece of news we're getting from the Kenyan market, which is also not very good, is the fact that a number of employers are actually laying off workers at this point in time. And the reason they're giving is to try and stay afloat amidst tough or turbulent economic times. And the reasons for these times being turbulent to them is because of the high fuel prices on one part. And on the other part is the aggressive nature of the taxman, which has increased the tax burden on their operations. So we'll be monitoring that story and bring you details on that. Remember, it's not only Kenya that is actually having that, it's all the economies within the region. And this has been attributed by some analysts to what has been termed as donor fatigue. Actually, a number of donors seem to have pedaled back. They're no longer providing as much resources as they were to some of these developing countries. And what the countries have resorted to is domestic revenue mobilization, which again comes with the aggressive nature with which they are projecting their operations and practices and actions to actually mobilize those revenues from the locals. Now, coming back home, we're seeing quite a number of developments again emerging about the decision by the Minister of Energy, or Uganda for that matter, to import oil and gas products directly from the source. Now, according to the Energy Minister, Ruth Nankabira, it's because of the unfairness that is associated with the open tender system, in this case run by Kenya, because it gives a lot of power to Kenya, because Kenya determines where the Ugandan oil is sourced, how much it's going to cost, and a number of other variables associated with that. Now, we'll be again looking at that story a little in detail in our subsequent shows to find out whether actually the Ugandan consumer, whether as a business person or household, is the beneficiary in this move. Again, it is Money and Markets. I'm Charles Pod, your host. Welcome to the show.
You want to talk business? Meet me in the On-Board Lounge.
If you have noticed, this month we paid special attention to the tourism industry because of the significance it holds in actually contributing to the national coffers. As you may know, the industry contributes in the excess of $1 billion into the Ugandan economy. And of course, there are quite a number of things that needs to be done for it to actually reach its full potential, optimize the potential of the industry. And some people are actually pointing to the fact that more festivals, especially in the regions of Uganda, could actually be the silver bullet to unlock the country's potential in this area.
So the festival that we are sponsoring through our flagship brand, Uganda Waragi, presents a unique opportunity for the Jinja folk and all people that live and work in Jinja. They will have an opportunity to vend their goods. They will have an opportunity to, the accommodation, of course, will be, that one goes without saying. So the whole of Jinja hospitality economy will be benefiting because the rooms are booked out, I'm told, even 2-3 weeks before the fact, not just by the locals, but by everyone in the diaspora, by the tourists that are coming in. So the town itself will benefit, not just about the music and the celebration. It is also a socio-economic growth driver. We started at a number as low as 45 vendors coming to exhibit and commercialize goods and services. And now we are clocking anything between 95 and 100. So tapering on 100 vendors that will actually be, will have the opportunity to sell either goods or services, earn money, which is clawed back into the economy. Jinja as a town itself will benefit from accommodation, from the accommodation, from the hospitality monies. There's food being, that's going to be consumed. Artists are going to be celebrated and obviously will earn also their keep on that day. There's a whole value chain that is created through the Nyege Nyege festival, and for those 4 days, Jinja ceases to be a quiet town, calm town. It ceases to be just the source of the Nile. It becomes one of the most vibrant cities. We believe that Uganda Waragi, being one of the oldest, richest, and most credible brands of Uganda, really has the right and has the heritage that lends itself to a festival that's also very deeply rooted in celebrating and amplifying all things Ugandan. We have offered both in-kind and monetary support to Nyege Nyege. If we put our sponsorship package together, it would be in excess of 500 million Uganda shillings. And that's notwithstanding everything to do with the advertising and promoting internally and externally outside the borders of Uganda, because the festival is intended not just for Ugandans to enjoy and celebrate the music and culture of our nation. It is also intended to attract tourists and everybody outside of Uganda. Uganda Breweries, being one of the top 5 taxpayers in this country, has evolved from just being, your run-of-the-mill average profit-making organization. We pride ourselves as one of the critical partners of government, and so we work very closely with private sector foundation through Uganda Manufacturers Association and a couple of other bodies to ensure that we are working in tandem with the National Development Plan of the nation. We have gone as far as to interrogate and also understand what our role would be in helping drive the development and growth of this country. So through the National Development Plan, NDP3, through PDM, where our farmers are benefiting directly from the parish development model. And so Uganda Breweries Limited is not just another taxpayer, any old taxpayer. We're not just another entity. We believe that we play a very critical role in society, and that the value chain that we present through right from the grassroots farmers to our retailers, our wholesalers, our distributors, to the barmaids, we believe that we're truly changing lives and living our core vision and purpose, which is to celebrate life every day, everywhere.